Hi folks, welcome into the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we're gonna do another 4K review, in this case Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Hello again and thanks for tuning in for another review. As I just said, today we're gonna check out the 4K release of One Battle After Another. But before we start, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in physical media, especially Blu-ray reviews. You can also find me on Instagram, same handle, Physical Media EU, for detailed photos of all the items that I review. With that said, let's begin by taking a look at this quite fresh 4K release of One Battle After Another. In this case, it's a first edition, so it has slipcover. This is a UK release. You can see there text synopsis, in this case written in English, and some technical details about the disc. If we remove the slipcase, we find the standard release, which has the same cover, front and back, and on the inside, in this case, only one disc. There you go, 4K disc. On the front, we find this age restriction badges here on both ends, and unfortunately the cover is not reversible, so you have to accept the cover with both badges there. So pretty simple, very bare bones release here. Now talking about the picture quality, the movie looks great. In general, it has a very nice aesthetics. I think it has Dolby Vision and also Dolby Atmos. The audio track is also pretty impressive. The disc is of course region free because it's 4K and includes subtitles in many languages. But with that said, a big criticism I can make of this release is that it doesn't include any bonus features, which I think is a little sad. Even though of course it's a very new movie, not all new movies have a lot of bonus material, but nothing is like, okay, it really sounds like they are not even trying. And this movie has been quite big. It had a good cinema run. It's nominated for at least best movie, maybe some other things also for the Oscars of the year 2026. So I think it's inevitable that this movie will get a better release at some point. And I want to be clear about this. I don't have anything against bare-bone cheap releases, because it's good for people who only want to get the movie. Not everyone wants to spend $50 in a movie. I think this one, and it's a new release, keep that in mind. I think it was something like 25, 30 euros, something like that. So pretty good in price compared to other movies that maybe start at 35, being new. But in this case, there's only one disc, and some of those other more expensive releases include both discs actually. So if the intention is to keep the release cheap, I see it's probably a good reason that they only keep one of the discs here. Because on the other hand, sometimes I think that probably just burning one more Blu-ray disc is probably very cheap for them to make, and then they can add maybe $10 extra for including the extra disc. And sometimes it even has the same content on both discs, for better or worse, right? Because maybe it's also not that great when the bonus features are only on the Blu-ray disc. But with that rant made, I think this movie deserved something better than this release. This is the only version there is right now, and it's obviously something better coming out at some point. And I know it's nice that they keep it cheap and they didn't go for a crazy price to begin with, but it still feels like not sure if it's really worth the money, to be honest. This movie is also available in HBO. Might depend on the market, but at least here in Northern Europe, it is there. It's also in 4K. Maybe the 4K is not gonna be as good as this, but it's gonna be close enough probably. And the same with the audio quality. The one on the streaming is compressed, but yeah, I'm not sure. Like, not everyone can really notice the difference. So yeah, it's a little hard to recommend this release when you can experience probably 98% of it directly on HBO if you are subscribed to it already. So hopefully this movie will get a better release, as it deserves, because it's a great movie with great music, great cast. It's a very intense story. I enjoyed it a lot. So hopefully we'll see a better release at some point. That's all for the review. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. And remember to check out on Instagram for photos of the release. Lastly, I would love to hear in the comments if you have watched this movie and if you plan to get this 4K disc. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all at Okie Dogs.